scrumptious performance by Duffy Tasty Cakes.
Head baker Captain Ted Kudrick leading that group. These are pineapple upside down cakes, in case you didn't get it.
I was busy looking at the lemon meringue and everything else. That's amazing.
Performance by the Duffy String Band with Tasty Cakes. More string bands to come. This was just the first of 19. We'll be back with more of Core States Presents the 1998 Mummers Parade right after this. Stay with us.
You may remember him a couple of years ago, the real big Buddha. He's coming back wearing some sort of tutu or something like that. Special treat coming up. Back inside.
I look forward to that.
Thanks, Tom. Forewarned is forearmed, right? This is Greater Overbrook, their theme, Friday night at the Frat.
The club has a photo of John Belushi in their clubhouse, so that'll give you an idea where they get their inspiration.
What to expect. Captain Frank Voigt Jr. This is the Merge Band. Perry DiMatteo will be the captain suit next year. Some of the music you'll be hearing: Big Girls Don't Cry, Louie Louie, Mission Impossible, Wooly Bully. So you can expect a rowdy time by Greater Overbrook. A crowd-pleasing performance by Greater Overbrook, something they definitely need to shout about because they deserve it. Our coverage of the Core States presents the 1998 Mummers Parade continues in just a moment. Stay tuned.
And you're a treat. I don't have time to get started.
I just want to say hello to all my friends at Gino's Cafe in South Philly.
Yeah. Back
Happy New Year.
inside.
Yeah.
See you guys. Great job. That was fun. Happy New Year.
Hometown appeal and sharp glittering rose. Good performance by Ukrainian American. It's a knockout to theme. Polish American is up next. Get ready for Stars, Stripes, and Stripes.
Ukrainian American Club was founded in 1947 by a group of World War II veterans. We'll be back with more of the string bands after this. Stay tuned.
What's always wonderful about Polish American is the polka influence of the music they do as well. A wonderful, wonderful performance. Our coverage of the 1998 Mummers Parade will continue in just a moment here on WB17. We've got a lot more of the string bands to present to you. Next up after Polish American, Woodland getting ready. Their theme will be "The Toys Are Back in Town."
Woodland String Band. The toys are back in town. Quaker City String Band is up next. We'll be back with more of the 1998 Mummers Parade right after this. Stay with us. face. He's so expressive.
He is the master showman, is he not? And the guitars they brought out and the costuming of the Indians is just amazing.
Beautiful.
Actually, he said they'd be a contender. They certainly probably will wind up to be one.
That's Quaker City with Saddle Tales, and we'll be back with more string bands coming up after this. Plains.
Thanks, Margie. Bob Shannon, a bunch of left-footers can country line dance.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. We had a great day. It's a shame that some of the people didn't come out today. It was a beautiful day on Broad Street. It's getting a little cold right now, though.
Now, you're a little tired. You had quite the dash, huh?
Yeah. We ran to catch up because the parade's moving real brisk this year. So, but we caught up and nobody said anything, so we're really happy about it.
Bobby, what's it like going early? I know Quaker City likes to go early in the pack.
Yeah, this year we picked 7th and we moved up because of one band dropping out, and it was tough because we figured we were early enough at 7, but 6 is not too bad either. The first 5 get the replace, but we're really happy. We really are. The Charlie Roach and Freddie Rothwine did an absolutely excellent job with the choreography and the music, and my pal Johnny Rasmus. Like I said last year, that Polish guy could really make a suit. He put a hell of a suit together this year, pal, and I think he's a great guy.
Your son like part of the routine?
Oh, yeah, my Christopher, remember, this doesn't mean I like the Cowboys. I'm still an Eagles fan forever.
Great job, Bobby.
Thanks a million, everybody. Thank you very much. Steve Heisman, thanks for everything you did with my dad. I really appreciate it, right from my heart. Thank you.
He's a great man. Back inside.
Thank you, Tom, and you're welcome. Your dad's a great man. Really kind man. Thanks to everybody at Quaker City. And good luck to you all in the competition. Al DeBono, the costumer for that, he also obviously did a great job. And up next, 2 Street. Boy, great job using the horns to make that stormy wind sound.
Oh, yeah. The youngest member of this division of the parade, that was the 2 Street String Band with And Now the Weather.
The Oakland Raiders of the string bands. They pride themselves in being somewhat rebellious. Lots of Gene Kellys out there, too. They did a wonderful job. Tom Baldrick is out there now. Tom, do you have the captain with you?
Yes, I do. A very out-of-breath captain, Michael Vaughn. And you told me this was going to be visual. It really was.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. A lot of colors, a lot of schemes with the weather.
Oh, just come right through. Hey, Mike, last year you guys had a big confidence booster getting in the top 10 for such a young band.
That's right. We're looking to build on that. We want to show that wasn't a fluke. And we're hoping to be in the top 10 from now on.
We'll see if you are. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, Pete.
Okay.
I'm back.
Back inside.
Thank you, Tom.
All right. What do we do about this?
Coming up, Hegman.
Their theme this year, Hegman's Having a Ball. This club took 3rd prize last year, and their captain 1st prize.
That's what I'm saying. That's how they got out on the damn street.
The club was founded in 1995. It's an all-male band. The youngest band in the parade, also the only independent band.
Well, that's about 2 Street. That's not about Hegman. They put the graphic for 2 Street up there. But as you and I were beginning to talk about Hegman, so we don't confuse people, all those facts you just saw
I'm confusing myself.
were about 2 Street. But Hegman, as we were saying, as you were saying, John Pignotti Jr., obviously trying to repeat his winning performance.
All of it.
Big John, as they call him, captain for 13 years. Has led Hegman to both of its top prize finishes since 1992. Entertaining the crowd a little bit here while they get organized. The judges get set. 64 marchers, 20 of them women, 60 marshals.
And I've got my Hegman history now. Ernest Hegman was a music store owner who founded the club. He's credited for introducing the glockenspiel to the parade and bringing saxophones into the string band presentation sometime in the 1930s.
Jack in the Boxes were great. The balloons coming up, always a crowd pleaser. Hegman, always a strong performer, and they did so again today. Nice job. The teeter-totters with the clowns in there. That was really good.
Coming up next, we'll have the Durning String Band. We'll be back with more string bands and more coverage of the 1998 Mummers Parade after this. Don't go away.
Ain't broke, don't fix it. Pull out all the stops and march early.
Oh, that's right. We've been very successful marching early, and we just enjoyed marching early, and it's very successful for Hegman String Band.
A lot like the hobos you did a couple of years ago that took first prize.
Oh, yeah, we took that format, you know. We had a lot of fun with hobos, and we've been having fun for the last 3 years, and when this clown team came on the board, we decided let's take another chance at it.
I know it's a thrill for you to have Pop with you. He's been sick this year, and nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's been 38 years since I've been coming down. So I hope I come down another year or so.
Pop Pignotti, one of the favorite people in this parade right now, back inside of the booth.
Thank you, Tom, and congratulations to Hegman for another good performance. You know, a lot of people are asking, well, what is a string band? What makes them up, and how long have they been around? Well, we've put together a little piece for you that might explain some of all of that. Let's take a look at what string bands are.
While the comics may represent the heart and soul of the Mummers Parade, the string bands may now very well be the featured attraction. The Trilby String Band, still in existence today, became the first to march in the Mummers Parade when they were invited to play in 1902 as a novelty. By 1916, a separate prize category was established for the string band competition. Each of the string bands competing today must have between 45 and 64 playing members. No brass is permitted in this unique sound, which features instruments like the banjo, mandolin, accordion, saxophone, drums, clarinet, and glockenspiel. On New Year's Day, the string bands are definitely the sound of Philadelphia.
What showmen they are. Our Tom Baldrick is out there with another special guest from WB17. Tom?
Yeah, very special guest, Steve. Your boss, Randy Smith, general manager at Channel 17. Randy, you had quite the task putting this thing on television.
Well, you know, it took a while to get the deal made, but we got it done. That's what's important, and we've ensured that it'll be on television for this year and the next 5 years, and we think that's very exciting.
It has to be on television. I mean, there was a little doubt, but it has to be.
It has to be. It's a wonderful television event. That's what's great about it, you know, and the people love it and the people watch it, and it makes good television. So that's what we're about. So we're real pleased.
Okay, thanks. Glad you're here. Back inside.
Thank you. Been on television in one form or another since 1939. Getting ready now for Durning.
We ain't just whistling Dixie.
That's the theme.
Captain Jerry LaRosa will be not only riverboat captain, but also Southern preacher.
"59 marchers and 24 marshals."
Riverboat captain and Southern preacher Jerry LaRosa leading Durning.
The Gator crossing, the church was great. The church scene, costuming they had for that, just sticking their arms through there. That was wonderful. Good performance by Jerry LaRosa and Durning. Our coverage of Core States Presents the 1998 Mummers Parade and the String Band Division will continue just after this. Stay tuned.
I'm really proud of from Eddie Lynch, Joe Capozzi, Durning String, our president Joe Forrester. Everybody put it all together today. It's a lot of fun.
You're getting a lot of kids out of marching bands and putting them in string bands.
Oh yeah, a lot of young fellows and ladies from the South Jersey area came through this year for us big time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay.
Let me show you one thing what Aqua's doing coming up next to try and impress the judges. This is the card they sent out. They made their own stars and stripes, trying to get them on their side before they even hear a note. Back inside.
And that's the theme. Aqua hits the beach. Well, for Durning out of Gloucester City, great job for them. Aqua getting in place now, getting ready to go. And a very military-minded organization. They parade at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial before going up Broad Street.
Jimmy would definitely see those guys coming.
Don't think the U.S. Army's going to be changing to that costume right away. They still like olive drab, but they're beautiful to look at.
They sure are.
Good performance, too.
That was the Aqua String Band hitting the beach. We'll be back with more string bands and more coverage of the 1998 parade right after this.
Betty, and if anybody should do a military theme, it's these guys. They play at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial every morning before they hit Broad Street, and that's really something nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we have fun doing these kind of themes. We're really taking it in the heart, and just basically everybody loves in our band doing these themes. I think it turned out. I tell you the truth, I think it turned out wonderful. I'm proud with everything. I'm proud of all of my guys. They did a hell of a job on the street. We really kept our momentum going up the street, and I'll tell you, I hope we do good. And hey, who knows? Maybe next year we'll do another military team.
That was some 4.5-minute workout for you.
Yes, it was.
Back inside to Margie and Steve. Thanks, man. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Tom. Now we're halfway through the string bands. We've gone through 10 of the 19. Uptown is getting into position. Before they do, and until they're ready to march, I'd like to share with you some more information about what's going on in the String Bands Association. There was a big merger we addressed a little bit earlier in short form. Ann Reynolds spent some time with Greater Overbrook and the new Greater Overbrook as it is, the merger of Overbrook and Italian American.
Ready? Here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mergers don't happen often, really. The last one is probably Uptown and Harrogate, and that's quite a while ago.
You know, you think, how the fellows are going to get along together. And thank God they all got along pretty good. You can hear the music. They're blended in very nicely.
Very nicely, considering just 3 months ago, this mummers group was 2, the Italian American Club and the Greater Overbrook String Band. 75 members who are here today practicing their song and dance now just go by Greater Overbrook.
Merging for this group was basically a matter of survival. Both clubs had declining memberships and were finding it tough to compete with the other mummers.
You have to make rehearsals, jobs that count for, to go up the street, to get a suit.
And the last thing you wanted to see was either group
not to go up.
The Italian Americans retired the club's name back in September. Greater Overbrook was kept. It was more established. After all, the organization was founded in 1952. That was the easy part. There have been some minor problems finding the right harmony between the two, but nothing the men and women in this group say they can't fix.
How do you do it? They're all mummers, and they all have the same mentality. And they get along pretty well.
So well, this new group was invited to perform at the halftime show at the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona. And who says change isn't good? In North Philadelphia, Ann Reynolds, WB17 News at 10.
And if they had any fears about the merger, we saw earlier this afternoon that they did a wonderful job. It's been good for both of them and good for the crowd as well. Now, Uptown here, they're from Humeville, Bucks County. They're getting ready to do their stuff. Look at those trees.
They're going to head for the hills.
Official starters haven't given them the go yet. Uptown was founded in 1937. One of the first bands founded uptown, which means north of Market. And they're about 20 feet north of Market right now.
In this performance, we can look for flying haystacks and dancing clotheslines, among other things. don't know what says golden slippers all those barefoot hillbillies would need, but those were some scary-looking feet.
Barefoot on Broad. Well, there goes Granny. Well, that was well thought out.
Uptown heading for the hills. We'll be back with more of the string bands coming up after this. Stay with us.
That went on in the Mummers Parade this year is perfect. Somebody brought the Hatfields and McCoys to life. And Jamie, you guys did a great job with that.
Thanks. It was something we really been pumped up about. Fun theme. People loved us all at the street. I'd like to thank Channel 17 and Core States for putting this thing on TV, letting everybody see it. We had a great day. Perfect day out here. You weren't here, you missed a good parade.
The barrels were great.
We had a lot of little gimmick props in there, and that barrel thing was one of our top little numbers there, gimmicks. So hopefully everybody else loved it.
Nice job. You made Bucks County proud.
Thank you.
The only string band from the Bucks County area. Right now, we'll go back inside to the booth.
Thank you, Tom. South Philadelphia getting ready to strut into the judging area for its theme, Street Festival, with Captain Bill Gibson Jr. and Margie, a special dedication.
The band is dedicating this performance to the memory of Chris Brinkman. He was killed during a robbery attempt working in a Grays Ferry pharmacy last winter, you might recall. Chris was a tenor sax player. He was only 16 years old when he was killed. The band dedicating this performance to him.
64 marchers, 20 marshals, 84 people in all on the street. Music director Dan Meisner. The captain in this performance is a troop leader in white with purple, gold, and red trim, and a top hat and cape. Now, the headpiece is supposed to unfurl to become a setting for a street festival. After South Philadelphia, right behind them coming Avalon, then Greater Kensington and Brew, followed by Burke, Fringer, Trilby, and FKO.
starting to get to that time of day when it's darker and the lights out here for the TVs are really starting to pick up on the colors of the costumes, reflecting off the gold on that umbrella and the mirrors on those costumes. That was a colorful performance by South Philadelphia.
The carousel was wonderful, wasn't it? Interesting to see them go in circles like that. You don't normally see that. Getting ready for Avalon next. South Philadelphia just finishing up with Street Festival. And, of course, they are cleaning up after themselves, getting the confetti out of the way. Tom Baldrick is out on the street now. Tom, you have the captain with you.
Yes, I do, Steve, and we just turned into 1998, but South Philadelphia actually went back to 1975. That was a theme very similar to what they won with that year, the last time you won. You went back with Bobby Finnegan, back with the music arranger. You rolled the clock back.
Oh, we rolled it back, and we're hoping for a big win here today. Everybody's fired up about this. Great reception all the way down the street. Things are looking really good. Everything worked great on the street. Just hope everything works out good for us.
You got every color in the rainbow in this routine.
All out there look fantastic. Fantastic. I just want to say one thing. Richie Meisner couldn't be here with us again today. This is all for you. We wish you all the best. And Christy's smiling down on us up there and hope he gives us a great prize. So we hope he brings a lot of good luck.
Thanks, Billy. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Next coming up, Steve mentioned, is Avalon, and they're putting two things together that have no business. They're doing clowning around with the opera. It's the biggest spoof on the opera, and they think a lot of the viewers won't get it. They're afraid of that, but they're trying to appeal directly to the judges, taking a chance here. Back inside.
Thank you, Tom. We've got a little bit of a delay here while we're waiting for Avalon to come up. The string band took 5th prize last year with their performance, Pirates. We have some videotape of that. We're going to take a look back. Avalon's performance from last year.
You know, Margie, one of the things you can see in looking at this is just what a crowd pleaser Avalon is. And Avalon, as you said, 5th last year, coming in 4th in a number of years. It's been said of them that they're the best 4th prize band out there. They've taken 4 so many times. And the crowd just loves them. They're high on the wow factor, as we like to say around here. And yet they just haven't seemed to been able to break through yet. And they're hoping that this is the year that'll get them into that top prize category. You may notice as you're looking at this, you're looking at them differently from how you're seeing the string bands today. That's because they're coming from the other side of City Hall. So the camera is facing in a different direction.
The Avalon String Band has been a staple in South Philadelphia for 60 years. The name is not after the Jersey Shore resort town, but after a popular cigarette of its time back in 1944. that was the Avalon String Band performance from last year. We have a little bit of a delay in the parade here. Let's go out to the street with Tom Baldrick right now.
Thanks, Margie.
Avalon, Bill Gilson Jr., A Night at the Opera. Avalon String Band, A Night at the Opera. Our coverage of the Core States Presents the 1998 Mummers Parade will continue in just a moment on WB17. Happy New Year, everybody.
Four dragons out the very end. Nobody knew about them until December 31st. Actually, this morning, only a couple of us knew. It was a great idea by our theme coordinator, Dennis Quayle and Angel Basili. They just came out of the woodwork with all the ideas that we did this year.
Dennis Quayle, who we mentioned, is one of the great characters in this parade. And I said, Den, what is this? And he said, it's Divas and Drag.
Definitely. We have four guys dressed up as women. They loved it. They walked all the way up the street, waving to the kids, getting the crowd into it. It was a great idea. Wonderful idea.
Billy, we enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
I'd like to wish Happy New Year to my mother, my daughter Caitlin, and my brand new fiance Beverly. I love you.
Hey, congratulations. He mentioned a woman. Let me use that to get into this. Greater Kensington is using a woman. She's going to be performing with them first time since 1979. The girl's name is Jennifer O'Farrell, and they met her through the German club they worked with last year. She's got an Irish name, and she's playing a Vita today. Back inside. You guys figure it out.
No thanks, Tom. Self-explanatory. Avalon march number 13, the same position they marched in last year. A lot of the clubs like to march in similar positions in the parade. Quaker City earlier in the parade in the first third, for example. And Avalon likes that 13 position. Fralinger likes being near the end. In fact, they will be, and also Furco. Furco will be actually at the end this day. Getting ready for Greater Kensington. Greater K down South America Way.
Greater Kensington was founded in 1946 when a group decided to reform the old Kensington Band. Outstanding debts prevented it, so they added the word Greater.
Scott Moyer, the captain, now in his 8th year as captain. Marching with Greater K is a family tradition. His uncle Ron used to be the captain. Scott's dad, Ed, and brother Steve play saxophones in the band. Costumer is Al DeBono. Al DeBono, pretty successful costumer. Bob Finnegan, another, for example. By the way, the costumers, even though they may do more than one band, are very good about keeping the information secret. They'll set up interviews for the band members to go look at the costumes, but they make sure all the other costumes are put away, and you have to be there at a specific time. You get to see your stuff, and then you got to get out of there. That is some back piece.
Only the Mummers could rival Rio's Carnival. Theirs were great costumes.
The crowd really loves it when they chant or when they sing, don't they?
I think the crowd would have liked some of Juan Valdez's coffee about now, too.
That was another great prop. Those sacks of coffee. That's wonderful. This is the point where you say to yourself, you're glad you're not a judge, because you just want to give awards to almost everybody, if not everybody who hits the street, because there's something wonderful or entertaining about every single performance. Tom Baldrick is standing by out on the street with the captain. Tom.
Thanks very much, Steve. Scott Moore, the judges told you they wanted you to be more of a leader, and you sure were today.
Yeah, I sure tried. 3 back pieces, a lot of dancing, great time.
And you did it with your Canadian guests.
Yeah, sure did. Great guys. Had a great trip up there this past summer, and they came down to see our show.
What a nice fit. The band invited these guys down from Canada. They played up there for an Oktoberfest. They brought them down. They're loving today. Back inside.
Thank you, Tom.
Up next, Brew Maul. Our gang stirs them up. They're moving into place. It's going to take them a minute or two to get up there at the very least, to get into position. Peter J. Brew Maul Jr., the captain.
Going to see some roaring 20s gangsters straight from Chicago.
Brew Maul coming in 17th with Gypsy Jive last year. Greater Kensington, we just saw, finished 6th last year. Was scaling the Alps. Above them was number 5 Avalon, Quaker City 4th prize, Hegman 3rd prize, Freilinger 2nd prize, and last year 1997 winning for the 2nd year in a row FKO. FKO trying for the 3rd win in a row. They won 4 back in the 30s, 36, 37, 38, 39. There are, believe it or not, a handful of other events going on in the world besides the Mummers Parade. How anyone could do that? Well, we'll give you some results that we have for you. In the Citrus Bowl, without Curtis Enos as running back, Florida 14 over Penn State in the 3rd quarter so far. A partial, but a final. The Outback Bowl, Georgia over Wisconsin 33-6.
In the Cotton Bowl, in the 3rd, Texas A&M over UCLA 16-0. Also in the 3rd, the Gator Bowl, North Carolina leading Virginia Tech 28-3.
In the Rose Bowl, nothing. Michigan, Washington State, they haven't started yet. They have about 40 minutes or so before they get underway. The Sugar Bowl also later on tonight, 8:30, Florida State against Ohio State. And I guess one of those 3 or 4 are going to end up number 1. Michigan hoping it can just beat Washington State and take the top spot.
Mike Dardis, who was with us earlier, I'm sure right now is flipping back and forth between the bowl games and the rest of the Mummers coverage.
Absolutely. He's taping the bowl games. He's watching the Mummers. That's what he's doing. All right. Brew Maul, our gang stirs them up. 42 clubs on Broad Street today with the comics and the fancies. Now we're in the 3rd division. The string bands, of which there are 19 this year, followed by the fancy brigades. They will do their outdoor performances here, and then the fancy brigades move indoors for the first time. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Right now we're getting ready for Brew Maul as we round out the last 5 or so of the string bands.
Founder Peter Brew Maul was captain until 1971. His son Jim took over until 1985.
Wonderful performance by Brew, Maul, based in National Park, New Jersey. They have members ages 13 to 79. Our coverage of Core States Presents the 1999-98 Mummers Parade will continue in just a moment here on WB17. We may have some results for you soon. Stay tuned.
If you've been postponing the thrill,
has had a very emotional day. It's bad news just continues. A few deaths in the family, and today was really tough for you guys.
Yeah, it was real emotional for all of us. Having these two people in our hearts the whole way out the street. We gave it our all. We tried hard. We dug down, and this is for everyone. This is for the band and all the families. And this is go out. We're proud. And hey, whatever happens, we did our best. That's all we can say. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Pete. Congrats. Right now, we'll go back inside to the booth.
Up next, we've got the Joseph Burke String Band with their theme, Schoolin' Around. I'll take you back to the days of being a kid in school.
Captain Ray Wisniewski, his 10th year as captain. by Burke, formerly known as Crane from Bridesburg. And by the way, Bridesburg Public School helped decorate the band's backdrop. High five for the captain as you saw there. Good performance. Let's check in now with WB17 News at 10 and Tony Yates and see what's going on. Tony? Good timers.
There they are. Okay. Taking first prize, the Good Timers with 48.80 in points. Second prize, Purell. In third prize, Murray, followed by Hammond, Liberty, and Landy. Now we have the captain winners. First prize went to Steve Layton of Hammond. Second prize to Bill Dunleavy of Liberty. Third prize to Dennis Pellegrino of Murray, followed by Bill Wooten Sr. Of the Good Timers, Larry Meenan of Purell and Tom Ross of Landy. And here is Steve Layton, the winner's performance from earlier today.
Well, congratulations to Steve Layton there, Pam, and pulling chickens out of his train. You may not realize this, but he was the very first person at City Hall this morning. This was the very first performance, and a lot of folks don't like to go first. They think that the judges may not be primed to give you a high score. Steve Layton of Hammond winning right at the start of the parade.
We have some more comic results we'll get to a little bit later on. Now we're going out to the Fringer String Band.
Bill Bowen Jr., captain, Rumble in the Jungle. Wild meters going on that one. They never stop moving. Very energetic performance by the great Fralinger.
Bill Bowen Jr. and Fralinger both taking second prize last year, hoping for a first prize this year.
Our coverage of the 98 Mummers Parade continues in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Stage presents the 1998 Mummers Parade. I'm Margie Smith along with Steve Highsmith from WB17 News at 10. We just saw a strong performance by the Fralinger String Band. Just two more string bands to go, Trilby and then FKO. That'll end the string band division. We've already been through the comics, the fancies, now the string bands, still the fancy brigades to go. Right now, let's check in with Tom Baldrick out on the street. Tom?
Thanks very much, Margie, with Bill Bowen Jr. And Bill, Fralinger's been knocking on the door the past few years. You may have kicked it open today.
I hope so. We're certainly trying to kick it open, but it's tough. There's a lot of competition out there, as you well know, and put together a good routine. I want to thank Herb Smith and Mike Brew, two super individuals. Did a terrific job with this 4.5 minutes.
You guys did a lot of research in coming up with authentic African-like features.
Yes, we did. We really did. We went to the books and learned as much as we could about the African traditions and put it all together to incorporate into our theme.
One thing about Fralinger with this theme is they did a jungle theme, and their neighbors down the street, the Shooting Stars, are doing the same one, and you're going first.
Yes, and we're right down the block, so who knows what's going to happen. I wish them all the best of luck as I do all the brigades, and everybody have a Happy New Year.
Really Happy New Year to you,
good
too.
seeing you, Tom.
Nice seeing you. Up next is our oldest string band, the Trilby String Band, 100 years. They were thinking about doing a Mummers theme to celebrate, but instead they're doing an Arabian one. Right now we'll go back inside to Steve and Margie.
For the final two string bands to come up, Trilby and FKO. FKO, of course, the big question is, can they repeat? Another magnificent performance here on Broad Street today. The Desert Inn Orchestra.
Love those saxophone playing cobras.
That's wonderful. The captain really animated. He's really playing to the crowd and the judges the whole time. And he gets closest to what you probably think of as the camera position. He's only about 5 feet away from 4 judges at that point. Our coverage of the 1998 Mummers Parade continues here on WB17 in just a moment with last year's first prize winners up next. Burko, stay tuned.
What you're looking at right now is the 1997 defending champs, Burko, the next and final string band to perform.
Their theme, Choo Choo Chiboogie. We were told, if you remember last year's wave at the end, we were told that if you like the wave, you ain't seen nothing. Wait for the trains. Tom Baldrick, out on the street, Tom.
Thanks, Steve, with Ronnie King. Trilby, 100 years old. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Oh, man. What an exciting day. Happy New Year, Philadelphia. We are 100 years old today, and it's a momentous occasion for us. And before you ask me any questions, James May, thank you so very much. James May costume, he just did an incredible job. I had such a comfortable parade in this costume.
You're my sentimental favorite. 100, you got to get one.
Yeah, I hope so. That's what we want. We don't want 100, we want one. That's the one we want. We want to bring it back to Berlin tonight.
Ronnie, one thing real quick. Differently, you're going to play on 2nd Street now.
Yeah, well, the reason why we're doing it is because the birthplace of Mummery is down on 2nd Street. We're going to go down there and visit our brother and sister clubs, play for them. We're always well received over there, and we love you guys. We're coming down to visit Fringer, Quaker, Hegman, Woodland, 2nd Street. We're coming down to see you guys, and we had such a great time. We hope you had a good day, too.
Thanks, Ronnie. Happy New Year to you. Okay, here it comes. Burko voted to go last up the street. They're trying to be the first to win 3 in a row since they would have done it back in 1952. They had 2 in a row and got disqualified for running over a little bit. Burko won 4 in a row back in the 20s and 30s. They're trying it. Here we go.
First, let's look at last year's order of finish for the string bands. This is last year now. Burko, followed by Freilinger, Hegman, Quaker City, and Avalon. And look at the point difference in there, particularly between number 1 and number 2. 5/100ths of a point. That's how close it was last year. It is often that close, and the judging is instrumental in this, and just every little thing has to go right. And that man right there, Captain Bill Spezial, knows how to make things go right. He's been very successful at it, and being one of the leaders, if not the leader, of Burko over the last several years. The theme, Choo Choo Chiboogie. They're getting ready for it. They don't have the signal yet to actually get prepared to start, but they're getting pretty close to it. Now, by the way, as soon as they finish this, they'll be heading to Hong Kong for 8 days. They're going to be celebrating the Chinese New Year. They get invited there. Bill's sister Lorraine is the choreographer. This will be the first year for the costumer, so this will be interesting to see if you notice any changes for Burko fans. John DiGiacomo is the costumer this year. Over the last 10 years, the worst that Burko has placed is 5th.
Overall, they've had 19 first place wins, more than any other band.
Named after the legendary mummer himself, Joseph Burko.
Creator of the mummer's strut.
The String